My NCAA colleague Ryan Powell and I began day 3 of our Indiana basketball extravaganza with a drive from South Bend to Fort Wayne for the women's game between Duquesne and Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne, also known as IPFW. IPFW is a member of Division I's Summit League. The game began at 1 p.m. at the Gates Center. Going into this contest, the home teams had won all 6 of the games we had attended on our extravaganza. However, this streak was broken this afternoon with Duquesne's road win. We didn't see the final action of this game in person though. That's because there were only 2 NCAA college basketball games taking place in the state of Indiana on this day, both beginning at 1 p.m., and we were determined to attend each of these games. After seeing some of the Duquesne IPFW game, we hustled 80 miles from Fort Wayne to Muncie to catch the end of the Presbyterian Ball State Division I men's contest, taking place at the impressive Worthen Arena on Ball State's campus. Ball State, a member of the Mid-America Conference, is better known this year for its near-perfect regular season in football, although the action on the hardwood was the focus today, where we saw our first close game on our extravaganza. Presbyterian had a chance to tie the game at the buzzer, but its 3-point attempt was no good, giving Ball State a tight win. The 4th and final day of our Indiana basketball extravaganza began bright and early. Our first stop was Milan, the small Indiana town that is best known for its high school state championship basketball run in 1954. This story was depicted in the 1986 film Hoosiers, starring Gene Hackman. As a big fan of the movie, it's always been a wish of mine to visit Milan and see what the town is really like. This visit surely didn't disappoint. First, we visited the Milan 54 Museum, located in a tiny barbershop on one of the main streets. It had so many artifacts that were fascinating to see and hear stories about. Linda Barley, the sister of Gene White, one of the players from the 1954 Milan team, greeted us at the museum and talked with us about the importance of that basketball team on this tiny Indiana town.
The community keeps it alive. We have lots of visitors and lots of support from that era and lots of support from nowadays.
Additionally, we met Wes Peak, the current men's basketball coach at Milan High School, and he gave us a tour of the gym. It would be awesome to go back there for a high school game, and I urge any Hoosiers fans to make the pilgrimage to Milan. After the awesome experience in Milan, we made the 3+ hour trek to Evansville, Indiana, where on the way we passed the 1,000-mile mark for our Indiana travels. We were seeing the 1 p.m. Division II women's tip between Truman State and Southern Indiana, where Southern Indiana's women's coach Rick Stein was looking to tie the school record for wins. Early on, it was evident he would be successful on this day. His squad controlled the action throughout on its way to a relatively easy victory that would move the home record to 8-1 on our extravaganza. Before we knew it, we were back in the car for another 3+ hour drive to Greencastle, Indiana, the home of Division III's DePauw University. We were attending a 5 p.m. women's tip between 2 powerhouse programs, Baldwin-Wallace and the 2007 NCAA Division III national champion DePauw. This might have been the most impressive game we saw on our entire extravaganza. Both teams were on their games, and it was an awesome Division III women's contest to take in. On this afternoon, DePauw was too much for Baldwin-Wallace, and the home team's success continued on our trip. Our 11th and final game on our extravaganza took us to Bloomington for the 9 p.m. men's tip between Northeastern and Indiana. With Indiana's well-publicized struggles this season on the court, combined with the late tip on a Monday night during holiday break and shaky weather outside, you might have thought Assembly Hall's atmosphere wouldn't have been very lively. Well, that wasn't the case. I was extremely impressed with the loyalty and positive nature of Indiana's fans, despite a poor performance on the court on this evening. Northeastern controlled the action and came away with a surprise road victory, becoming only the second visiting team to win on our extravaganza.
That's it for the Indiana basketball extravaganza. 4 days, 11 college basketball games, and 1,208 miles traveled all over the state of Indiana. Ryan and I would like to thank everybody at all the schools we visited for their wonderful hospitality along the way. We hope you had as much fun watching us as we had bringing it to you on the AA Zone.